After last night, when the police raided Zuccotti Park, there's a recognition on our part. We've been trying to organize faith leaders around the city in support of this. These underlying issues represent social justice issues that are inherent in Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, and so we've always been in solidarity with them. We've always been fighting the same fight with them. And after this got kicked out, we had a big meeting this morning with a lot of our faith leaders, asking all of them to support this movement in a new way. Not just by lending their voices, but to lend their kitchens, lend their spaces, open up every church basement in this town. This movement is important. It's central to what this new conversation has to be. It represents a youth movement that affects every single one of us. So we've asked all churches to become Occupy churches, to decolonize space and think about it in a new way. So we've asked them to open up for housing. Maybe some of them have big kitchens but no housing. Maybe some of them have volunteers but no kitchens. But to find the unique way in their communities that they can not only perpetuate this conversation, but to really provide space. That's what's unique about Occupy Wall Street, is the cultivation of space for community. We live so alienated from each other. We only have the internet to talk, you know? This is what's so beautiful about what they've created here. So specifically here today, we've asked Trinity Church the same thing we've asked all churches for. If you have resources, think about what is the first principles of your tradition. What are the most important things? And from our minds, this represents the most pure justice tradition that, I mean, I'm 37 years old. I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime. And I don't think I've even read about anything quite like this either, ever.
Right here, what is coming out of Occupy Wall Street for you in terms of sense of possibility?
For me, this, obviously the underlying issues are being lifted up. Obviously the national conversation is finally talking about corporate greed and how our representative system of government is no longer functioning in the same way. It functions for the 1% who kind of have socialism in this country, but not for the rest of us who are really suffering it. So obviously those things, but in the midst of all those specific economic issues, also a new community is arising. What we don't talk about is how these economic factors completely degrade our communities in a real way. And people are alienated from each other. Why are people here? Because they've never talked like this with each other. They've never strategized like this with each other. All of a sudden, we're not talking about what our jobs are, or what our kids' colors are, or what our major was, or whatever. We're talking about things of real value again. That is a spiritual moment. In Christianity, we call it a kairos moment. A moment that offers possibility of transformation. And that's what they have led the way on. I'm embarrassed. We should be leading it, right? Aren't we the religious professionals? But instead, the real economic demands have forced the issue. So we stand with them every step of the way. And I think this is a movement that is just in its infancy. And we're very excited to see where it will go next. And we're hoping to support it in any way we can.